Maniacs, welcome back to the channel. Your local bedhead here, or you know me as JCARTSARTS. We are going to be reacting to a Nostalgia Critic video, and this is one I actually have not seen, though it is an older review, and it is for Twister. Yeah, the movie that literally traumatized me as a kid. Ever since this movie came out, and ever since I watched it, I have always been afraid of tornadoes. I had a panic attack during a tornado, I think it wasn't even a warning, it was just a tornado watch? No, it might have been a warning because I remember the sirens going off and them telling us to get to our basement, so it might have been a warning at the time. Yeah, I had a panic attack, had to be rushed to the hospital. I mean, it was pretty bad, and I've gotten better at it today than I ever have. If you like this type of content, want to see more content continue like this, then hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, of course, go support the original video. Link will be in the description. Make sure you do that. That is an absolute have to. You should not be watching this reaction unless you have watched his original video, so definitely make sure you go do that. But here we go with Nostalgia Critics Twister review. And knowing the critic's kind of taste in films, I don't see him necessarily liking this movie. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, right?
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. People, as you all know, I am very rarely wrong. But in my last video, the top 11 nostalgic mindfucks, I accidentally gave credit to the wrong person who made those surreal background videos that gave you all nightmares. Now, I am not one to deny credit to a person who scares the abstract shit out of you, so here's the address of the real artist who did those videos. You can find all sorts of animations, illustrations, and fucked uptivity that'll be sure to question your perception of reality. Watch them at your own risk. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about disaster movies. No, not that kind of disaster movie. I mean natural disaster movies. For some reason in the mid-90s, we became really tired of supernatural villains trying to kill us, so we decided, why don't we let the hand of God piss us off? With every natural horror that you could imagine. Volcanoes, shipwrecks, floods, you name it. Well, we did. And what was one of the highest grossing unnatural disaster films to ever come out of that genre? None other than the swirling menace simply known as...
Twister!
Twister's
is coming out. I should have seen that coming.
No. That game is kind of hot. I'm talking about the movie totally devoid of hotness. Mostly devoid of hotness. The Jean de Bond epic failure, Twister.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not the movie scared me as a kid, but looking back on it, I personally, now this is just my opinion, you don't have to agree with me, I personally really like Twister. It's actually not a bad movie, in my personal opinion. It wasn't a bad movie, and compared to most natural disaster films, it's actually one of the better ones. I know that might not be saying much to a lot of people, but it's actually one of the better ones, in my personal opinion. Sorry, I can't stop looking at that glare in my glasses, so I might just take off my glasses for this review. I should be able to see fine. So we're going to go ahead and watch it without my glasses, because the glare is annoying me.
A film that asks many daring questions, like how many Bill Paxtons does it take to slam your head against a wall? When did the special effects of tornadoes take over the special effects of storytelling? And is that Daniel from Lost? Well, let's not keep this whirlwind of answers away from us any longer. Let's take a look. So it starts off with, oddly enough, a twister. Oh good, that means the movie's almost over, right?
It's not that
bad. We see a family hide in their
shelter
trying to avoid the monstrous beast that approaches them.
This scene terrified me. This is it.
No, don't do that! You're locking Dorothy and Toto outside! We see the father try to keep the door shut, but just can't compete with the lock that you would more likely find on a restroom door as opposed to the door that's used to protect your family. Talk about a lame way to save a buck at the general store. Damn you, cheap Yugoslavian padlock!
That shit terrified me.
The mother and daughter, of course, survived the tornado despite having the door open. So it really would have been better if the father just...
Yeah, no shit. If the dad had just stepped back and went back with his kid and wife, he probably would have been fine. But for some reason, he decided to be over by the door. I don't know what it is. It feels like a dad's just natural response to have to go the extra mile to make sure his family is safe. But even then, it doesn't always benefit. You could just literally have walked away, got with your family, and you would have been fine. But nope, you had to play the hero. You had to play the pointless here. Unfortunately, it just turned out to be that way, because all he had to do would walk away. She literally ran towards the door and didn't even get sucked out. Yeah, it was pretty much a pointless death. But it was, obviously, the reason why the dad dies is to show you the impact of what these things can do. And these things in real life, I have no doubt in my mind, are absolutely terrifying. I probably have some people in the audience who have actually lived through tornadoes. I have never experienced one full on, like in person, though we have been close. Hell, I haven't even seen a tornado touch down anywhere. I've only seen slight funnel clouds, like with the little like points at the end, but nothing like touch down or come close. So it's obviously the beginning of this movie is just it's supposed to just show you how terrifying these monsters really are. Because in my opinion, yeah, even knowing its nature, it's still terrifying as all hell.
Stood there and did nothing. If you're too stupid to realize that your 2-for-1 sale locks will give out and you be leaving your wife and daughter, husband and fatherless, you just might be a poorly written character. Well, enough of that emotional drama, as we suddenly cut to several years later, where, from the sound of it, the opening of Oklahoma is about to begin. We see our main character, Bill Paxton, who's playing a character named Bill. Yeah, that's quite a stretch. He's off to meet up with his current wife, Jo, to have her sign some divorce papers so that he can marry his new fiancée, a psychiatrist named Melissa. And if you think she has any problems with Bill seeing his former wife again, you'd be mistaken. Why? Because he invited her along with him. Oh yeah, that sounds like a romantic weekend, doesn't it? Hey honey, you want to drive 12 hours across some boring fields so you can meet up with my current wife who doesn't want to divorce me at all? What grown girl hasn't? So it turns out Bill and Jo used to chase tornadoes together, as we're introduced to their team of crack scientists, including Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, a chick who I swear is Thelma's sister from Scooby-Doo, and Academy Award winner Philip Seymour Hoffman as Dusty, showing us that he truly knows how to earn that Oscar gold.
Extreme! Extreme! Ha! A manly handshake ensues.
Hi, I'll be playing your quirky character actor for the next 20 films I'm in.
Dusty, why don't you explain to Melissa
Rest in peace, man.
why you are the way you
Such
are?
talent.
Be careful, he bites. So everyone thinks Bill has returned.
Joe's gonna wig when she sees he's back.
I'm not back.
Hey, welcome back, Bill.
I'm not back.
But he's really just there to meet up with Jo. This shouldn't be uncomfortable at all, should it?
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Bill. I'm happy you found us.
Okay, how long until these two get back together? I mean, you can
No
literally
shit.
tell in the first sentence that they're going to reconcile, so how many more of these forced I'm not into you scenes do we have to put up with? Okay, I'm just gonna get this over with.
Oh my god.
So you want the papers?
See him.
Wow.
You need them right this second?
Well, that'd be nice.
Jesus, what's the urgency? You act like you're getting married.
Ma'am.
Awkward.
My God! The tornado levels are okay, but the awkward levels are through the roof!
Is it Melinda?
Melissa.
Wasn't there a Melinda in there somewhere?
No, there's only been Melissa since you.
All right, not much for browsing, are you?
No, I guess I'm not.
Alright, this is painful. Let's see how things are going with Dusty and Melissa.
The suck zone.
And second thought, go back to the awkward couple.
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you.
suck
Bill
zone.
just told me the happy news.
Which?
Us, marriage.
Dude, you taking the vows? Sweet.
Oh, good. Dusty approves.
We just wanted to get it done before Billy started his new job.
That's right. Weatherman.
What?
What?
Don't say it.
I said weatherman. I think it's great.
Oh, you had that tone.
There was no tone. If you have a problem being a weatherman.
I don't have a problem being a weatherman.
Because this is what I want to see in a tornado movie. Couples arguing. It's like the Lifetime of disaster films.
New truck.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Most of the back and forth, the talk, really isn't anything special. It's pretty generic, and it's exactly what you would expect from most of these kind of natural disaster films. Just the banter between, the characters, and a lot of, surprisingly, a lot of them have to do with relationships and, possible divorces and realizing through all of this horrible, natural disaster that, we're actually meant for each other, that actually we give a shit because I'm trying to save your life, and how I feel like this is a common occurrence within these kind of films. I'm trying to think of one that comes to my mind right away. I mean, obviously there's Twister. 2012. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the same kind of concept happens in 2012. The guy starts falling in love with his wife again. Yeah, it happens quite a bit.
Oh boy, new job, new truck, new wife. It's like a whole new you.
I'm sorry. I still forgot my character from Mad About You. Allow me to fix it never.
I wasn't expecting on coming out here at all. You said you'd meet
It's
me.
about Dorothy.
Oh, yep, their machine. Yep.
What about her?
She's here.
Show me.
Well, I hope you would after what you did to her. Dorothy turns out is a machine designed to go inside a tornado and release sensors to study its movement.
Scientists have been studying tornadoes forever, but still nobody knows how a tornado works.
We have to get inside its head, study its psyche.
How do you get it in the tornado?
It's the suck zone.
All right, keep the camera off of Duffy.
Yeah, he's kinda
It's
creepy
hard
now.
enough watching the main characters. But faster than you can say blow me, the beginnings of a tornado are spotted, and the team must rush to get Dorothy inside, forgetting again about those pesky divorce papers.
Bill, glad you're back! I'm not back!
The more I say it, the more it confirms my not being backness. But all is not well in Tornado Land as the team is accompanied by some unwelcomed old friends. Jonas. The very name invites douchebag. It turns out Jonas is their evil competition, driving in all black vehicles. So, why do they hate each other so much?
We all started out in the same lab, and Jonas went out and got himself some corporate sponsors.
That son of a
You got
bitch.
sponsors.
He's got a lot of high-tech gadgets, but he's got no instincts. He's in it for the money, not the science.
Not like us. We like being financially bankrupt with no money to support our research. It gives us an edge. But as it turns out, Jonas, played by Carrie Elwes,
Yeah,
has
in,
his-
in hindsight, that really, the passion behind it is obviously important, but you got to have the funding to do it too. You got to have the money backing you up so you are able to buy all this equipment, so you're able to document all of this stuff. You know, you can't just go out there just doing it for the love of it, which, I mean, obviously you should. That's the main thing. That should obviously be your highest priority, but you obviously need to be realistic. And yes, you do need money to do things like this. Now, storm chasing, anybody can do storm chasing. Anybody. Now, if you're doing storm chasing for actual, like, data and stuff, then that's a different story. But if you're doing storm chasing just for the fun and thrill of it, then yeah, I do it like these guys. But these guys obviously have a lot of gadgets they want to use for their shit. And, like, you're not going to just throw something like Dorothy into a tornado without wanting the documentation of you doing it and the results of it, right? So you got to have money to obviously do that. I'm sure that thing was not cheap by any means. So I guess looking back on it, the whole, villain arc of what separated them from these guys, Jonas, was kind of a little lame now that I think back on it a little bit. I guess it's just something, right? Just something to get us going in the movie.
own version of Dorothy as well, which makes Paxton mad.
Hey, what'd you think? I wasn't gonna find out about this?
What the hell are you talking about?
Dorothy.
Oh, I get it. You want to take credit for my design.
You like that? I'm doing an American and a Southern accent, so you can't even tell that I'm British.
It was our idea, and you know it.
Unrealized idea. Unrealized.
Geesh, I never knew tornado hunting was such a competitive sport. Look at his performance. There are flies that eat shit that don't spawn as many shit-eating grins as he does.
So stick around, because the days of sniffing the dirt are over.
And remember to eat plenty of Welch's grape chili, one of the sponsors on this little exposition now in a squeezable bottle.
Oh, and by the way, I really enjoy your weather reports.
I'll teach you to make fun of television meteorology.
Okay.
So Bill agrees to stick around to help Dorothy fly because Laura knows he can't let Jonas get to it first.
Everything okay?
It's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's
sure?
Fine. Yeah, everything's okay.
Yeah, we're just hanging out with the woman I'm still technically married to for a
Yeah,
day
he's kind
without
of
your permission, increasing the possibilities that we'll ultimately get back together in front of your eyes. Is that cool?
You know,
So we see
the
Bill...
weird part was I always felt bad for the person he's about to marry, this lady who just starts joining him on this expedition just to pretty much leave him because she notices how much he truly loves the other girl and loves doing what he does. So she decides to leave him to set him free so he can make his own decision up. But I always felt bad for her. She seemed like a caring person. She seemed like somebody who actually gave a shit about Bill. And yet he kind of just throws her to the side for the entire movie. And it kind of rubs me the wrong way now that I look back on it. A lot of things, I gotta admit, it's not a bad movie, but certain things with the story and the character decisions kind of are like, it doesn't really make them all look too likable. You get what I'm saying?
Trying to get in tune with
Yeah,
the wind
definitely.
and the clouds, trying to be one with the storm.
Oops, sorry.
Gee, it's almost as if Bill can read the storm's mind, like he can tell what the storm is thinking. But that would be absolutely retarded, wouldn't it?
So you're telling me that Billy knows what a storm is thinking?
Something like that. Gum?
That's right, he can tell what the storm is thinking. He can also read the minds of trees, chipmunks, and garbage cans. Gum? Finally, a twister is spotted as the team rushes to the cars to try and hunt it down. So Bill's gonna ride with his wife, right?
Listen, follow us in the truck, but stay behind Dusty's van. You'll be safe back there. I gotta go with Joe.
Nope. It turns out this mission is too important to ride with your
And
favorite one.
dude, she's obviously a very lovely lady. I feel bad. I just feel bad for her. I don't know what it is. And I'm sorry, do I look short in this video? I'm a little short, ain't I? 1 second. I grew a couple inches right there. Sorry, oh my gosh. That actually looks better. I'm actually pleased with this. But anyways, I don't understand. I don't get it. His attitude towards this whole, I mean, it's not attitude, but you get what I'm saying.
In this situation, it's better to ride with your loved ones in denial.
Yeah, ride with your ex.
I don't know how to leave him. While they're driving towards the twister, we're fortunate enough to listen to some of Annoyance's greatest hits.
Hey, you guys!
How is this the least bit charming? No, I don't need any musical help from you, okay? That's just scary.
Where the wind comes
Oh, please, not another song! This is a little too much to handle. No, this is crazy. This is madness.
Yeah.
This isn't the least bit delightful.
I get it, though. I get it.
Ejection button anywhere?
It's supposed to embody the excitement. You know, it's like these guys, it's supposed to embody the thrill of getting out there and doing what you love. And it does kind of come off like a little corny and cheesy and kind of, man, it's just the guy repeating, woo! It's just that typical what you...
Thank God a monstrous disaster arrives to lighten the mood.
Yeah, man.
Jonas isn't far behind the storm chaser's tracks.
Dr. Miller?
Yes?
I think they turned left here.
Do it.
Jonas!
You got it.
Pretty terrifying. Yeah, that's terrifying.
What, did it suck up a choir? So now that we've finally spotted one of God's most awesome feats of nature, what are we gonna do? Argue, of course.
She's a therapist.
Yours?
Christ,
What?
you couldn't resist,
I'm not
could you?
saying you
Come
need
on.
therapy.
What?
I'm not.
Wait. I need
I
therapy?
didn't say that.
I need a therapist?
I didn't
What
say
could I
that.
possibly need a therapist for?
I don't know.
You're
It's
the
kind of
doctor, tell-
it's kind of like Freddy versus Jason, or a lot of these like versus movies, to where for some reason, or even like the Transformers films, where for some reason they feel like we want to focus on the human characters and what they're doing. But it's called Twister. We want to see the tornadoes. We want to see them, tornadoes mess up stuff. But here we are, kind of having to deal with character drama, which nobody cares. Freddy vs. Jason was one of the biggest when it comes to this and how annoying it can be. Freddy vs. Jason with the teens, nobody cared about the teen stories. Nobody cared about that shit. And all of a sudden, we would get more of that than even Freddy vs. Jason. It's called Freddy vs. Jason, and we don't even get the Freddy vs. Jason until like halfway through the movie, if not a little bit more than that. But and I'm hoping when Twisters comes out, we're gonna get more tornado action, not as much talking.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna
You can do a lot
chase
with
this tornado,
Twisters.
or if you just want to catch the next one.
Shit! No, wait! I want to see who's gonna win that argument.
Bouncer, is it on the ground?
I got it.
Oh, do we have to see that onslaught of wind and destruction? I was hoping they were gonna talk about their financial situations next.
Funnel getting thicker. It's moving fast. Coming towards you, Joe.
I'd shit my pants.
Is it me or did the tornado just roar?
Towards you, Joe.
What, were there some dinosaurs in that barn house or something? So they hide under a bridge, which is actually the stupidest thing you can do, considering not only can it collapse on you, but it's also a wind tunnel of suction, as Joe becomes fascinated by the mysterious wonder. I'm so intrigued by the way it spins. So the tornado leaves them, but takes the truck somehow. as
Yeah,
it
that
quickly
makes no fucking
disappears into
sense.
the atmosphere.
Where's my truck?
Yeah, that makes no fucking sense. You expect me to believe these two individuals could not... I mean, we're holding on to this bridge, but the truck got lifted up and taken? Makes no sense at all. Logically, it may... Yeah.
Are you okay? said truck. That's awesome.
Yeah, because that's what Hysterical Woman wants to see. Philip Seymour Hoffman right up in your face. And who's following close behind? Jonas! Look at that. They pass right by and don't even help them out. That's what corporate sponsors do to you kids.
Give me a kiss, baby. Get out of here. Get out of here.
That's right. Kiss him once for me, Dusty. Wait. So they decide to pick up their feet and try again, as another tornado is on the move, following right behind the Jackass Brigade.
Oh, and I didn't even mention the scene where she leaps forward and tries. I want to see it. You can't see it from your distance. Come on now.
Gotta admire their spirit.
Yes, but you also have to admire hefty Ziploc bags, because every tornado hunter should keep their food cleaner, fresher, better. Hiya.
Blow me.
But Bill senses a disturbance in the force.
What are you doing? Wait.
Look at the updraft. The angle. It's gonna shift its track.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a sidewinder.
So like they said, we don't know anything about how a tornado works except exactly where it's going to go. You don't need science, just ask dances
plot hole.
with funnel clouds over there.
It's moving away.
Damn,
Looks like
dude.
they're
I
gonna
love this
intercept.
analyzing.
Damn it, Tony, I thought you told me this thing was gonna stay on the same heading.
Well, that's what you get when you're in it for the money, sir. So they come across a pair of tornadoes over a bridge where they can actually see cows flying right past them.
I gotta go, Julia. We got cows.
It's okay. They were taking me to McDonald's anyway. So the
Yeah, more
tornado
dignified
passes
way to
over
go
our
out.
heroes, and once again, it suddenly disappears. Have you noticed how they just immediately vanish after every encounter? What, does Bill Paxton taste bad or something?
Ha!
Sadly, though, Bill's wife is not the least bit enthralled.
You know, when you used to tell me that you chased tornadoes, deep down I always just thought it was a metaphor.
There are no metaphors, honey. The movie's not clever enough for them. So Dusty and the team inform Joe that they need to take a break and get something to eat.
Food.
Use your adult words! So they drop by Joe's aunt, where she cooks up some steak and eggs for the entire group. There, they get a nasty little encounter on the TV screen.
Well, for me, it's a thrilling environment.
Oh yeah.
They are very, very unpredictable. As some of my more unfortunate colleagues found out earlier on today.
Ugh, turn him off.
But we hope to change all that with a system that I have devised.
Right after I'm done watching Kung Fu Panda on Blu-ray and DVD, available in most Walmart stores. While there, we also hear about the different levels that tornadoes are classified as, such as F1, F2, and so forth.
What was that, an F3?
Solid F2.
Little encounter we had back there is a strong F2, F3 maybe.
Bet we see some F4s today.
You know, tornadoes don't sound as threatening when you name them after buttons on your keyboard.
Is there an F5?
We don't mention F5s in this house, little lady.
What would that be like?
The finger of God.
Yeah, the middle finger, maybe. You see, F3 would be like the nose hairs of God. F4, you might be lucky to get the toenail. F5, that's the whole fucking finger.
None of you have ever seen an F5.
Just one of us.
Ah, that poor lost soul that Bill Paxton isn't the least bit in love with. She was the girl in the beginning of the movie who lost her father to the Twister. And as we see in the next tornado hunt they go on, she's obsessed with hunting every last one down.
I'd be
Why?
terrified.
Does she think her father's gonna show up in one of them?
Never seen what that thing can do, so don't talk to me about it. You've never seen it. You've never seen it miss this house and miss that house and come after you.
Yes, apparently a factually bound scientist is convinced that tornadoes are in fact serial killers. And even though they're nowhere near the CB...
Yeah, she does kind of talk about them like they are people who make choices. No, they just come and go. It's Mother Nature. It's not like it had anything against you personally. It's a tornado. It's like a shark, right? Like, okay, if I was in her shoes and I saw my dad get ripped out of a house, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near Tornado Valley. I would be completely gone. I'd be anywhere but a Tornado Valley. I wouldn't. It's not happening. No way. I would much rather deal with earthquakes than tornadoes at that point. If I saw my dad get ripped out of my house and thrown into a tornado, I would be. It's over.
Radio,
I'd be
Melissa
pissing my
hears
shit.
every single word they're saying.
Joe, things go wrong. You can't explain it. You can't predict it.
Stop living in the past and look at what you got right in front of you.
What are you saying?
Me, Joe.
I'm still not in love with you, though.
God, that's so horrible to say in front of his...
I'm I'm starting to think that this asshole who tossed me aside on several occasions and ignores me every chance he gets actually has a thing for her.
That's so fucked up to do.
Showing much better scary movies, Melissa starts thinking that maybe being married to someone who's still married to another person by every meaning of the definition isn't such a good thing. But she doesn't have long to think about it, as guess what the hell shows up? No, it can't be.
Yep, the same one.
Are you really serious?
Yep, the F4
How many
or
tornadoes
F5.
can there be in one day? Is this like the 11th belated plague of Egypt? I mean, this simply does not happen.
It's coming! It's headed right for us! It's already here.
Of course it's already here. Just assume it's always in the coffee shop waiting for you. And just to make the monsterization of this twister complete, they're nice enough to put the face of Jack Nicholson over the cloud. Isn't that something? Here's Twisty. Once again, the tornado vanishes after passing over them, but the tornado busters seem to have a good idea about where it'll appear again.
It looks to hit Wakita head on.
That would lead them back home.
Oh, wait, Luke! It's too dangerous!
So they rush to her aunt's house as they look over all the destruction it left behind. Joe, I guess, sees a ghostly image of her family, which is kind of strange because she's in it too. Avenge my twistery death. As they get to her house and manage to pull her out before the place collapses. They say it's because the building gave away, but I don't know, I think it's because Dusty stepped on it. Here, Melissa finally decides to talk to Bill and dump the idiotic bastard.
I'm saying goodbye. You know what? I can't compete with this. The funny thing is, I'm not that upset.
I can't imagine why that is.
What about you?
Oh, don't worry about me.
As long as I'm far away from Dusty, I'll be okay. But it looks like the final battle is just ahead of them, as Dusty reports on, big surprise, another tornado in the area.
I don't even know if you want to know, but it's happening. NSSL predicting an He sucks.
But before they can get there, someone else is beating them to the punch.
No, I think this is when he dies.
But Bill tries to warn them that they're too close to the tornado and that it's gonna turn around and hit them.
Jonas, listen to me. This is not
Get
a
off
day.
this frequency, Bill.
Jonas, I'm telling you. Eddie, I know you can hear me. Turn around now.
Maybe we should do what he says. He'd never put us in harm's way.
When I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
I don't need your opinion, I don't need any man's
I would've just done it.
I'm Jonas P. Opinion Hater! But it may turn out that wasn't such a hot idea. Remember to drink Pepsi! Well, they could still be okay. Probably not. But the twister quickly starts coming after our heroes as it throws everything in their path.
Right!
Push the A button! Push the A button! Everything you can imagine is thrown at them. Wheels,
No shit, it's like a
debris,
video game,
tractors, even a friggin' house.
What's next?
Oh God, what else could they possibly throw in their way? Look out! It's the Sears Tower! The Titanic! Ozzy Osbourne!
What's all this about the tornado?
Finally, the two get Dorothy in the twister and release all the sensors. Wow! And what do the sensors tell us?
It spins.
That tornadoes are unpredictable. Fuck! But the F5 isn't through as it continues to actually follow our heroes everywhere they go. What, do they have some tornado treats in their pockets?
God! Come on! Run for it!
This is a bug hunt! Game over, man! Game over!
How are they not dead?
Horse! So, how do they eventually outsmart the twister? By strapping themselves to a pipe with a leather belt.
These pipes go down at least 30 feet! We anchor to it, we might have a chance!
Of course! Here I thought the smart thing to do was hide in a shelter or a basement. But nope, if you got a belt and a set of pipes, strap yourself to them and you won't even be lifted off the ground. That's the smarty thing to do. The tornado, of course, passes over without one bit of debris touching them and apparently keeping the wind breeze to a minimum as they can keep their eyes open to witness the center.
That's unbelievable.
Wow, it's so implausible.
And I literally mean that in every sense of the word. That is unbelievable in the sense that that would never happen. The force of that thing would probably rip their hand off and take them up into it anyways. I'm guessing here, but I mean, I'm not a tornado professional. I don't know every detail, but like, if I'm wrong, you know, leave a comment. But am I crazy to say that that thing would probably have broken their hands, ripped them off, and then took them up into the tornado anyways, if they were that close to it and inside the middle of it? There'd be just no way. Or the debris would be killing them. The things that are inside of it coming down and killing them. Or the fucking wind itself would be ripping them to shreds. I can barely handle like a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust. To be inside that thing?
And once again, after it passes over them, the mighty F5 Twister decides to vanish into thin air.
I'll get you next time, Paxton. Next time.
I still want a divorce.
So, after giving the finger to the finger of God and surviving what no other person in the history of mankind has ever survived, what do our main characters do? Argue.
You got to start analysis of all that data?
I did.
Yeah, we got to generate models off of all this data, and I need to run the lab.
No. You're doing the analysis. I'm running the lab.
You're running the lab? I don't think so.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You're an idiot! You're a bitch! You're annoying! And you're a god-awful movie!
Why was this
not
movie
that
such a
bad.
big hit? Because of the effects, nothing else. Because when you really look at this ass fest of a movie, you see nothing but what ass fests always produce: crap, crap, crap. It's so horrifically bad that even scared the Burger King away, and he's usually the one scaring other people away. Oh, come on, BK, come out from under the bed. No, he's crying now. No, come on, Philip Seymour Hoffman isn't here anymore. No, he's gone. No, come on. Hold on a second. I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember it? So you don't have to. Hey, come on, come out from under there. Come on, I'll get you some McDonald's. Ah! Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, Twister, going back to it, the movie as a whole isn't like one of the most memorable movies. There's certainly a lot of things in there that I certainly had forgotten happened. One, I would have to go back and rewatch for sure to get a refresher on it. But a lot in there that, yeah, looking back on it, in all reality, it wasn't the best written. But obviously, I think they were aware of that. They just wanted a movie showing off their effects and tornadoes. I mean, the concept of a tornado is a terrifying thing, and it's and popularity-wise, natural disaster films at the time were just becoming so popular that why not? It was a movie about a volcano. Why not Twisters, right? So I'm still looking forward to the new one. But yeah, looking back on the first one just a little bit to see the little, you know, things I saw throughout this review and him pointing certain things out, I'm like, yeah, okay. I get his points. I do. But I'd still give the movie, from what I can remember of it, I'd still give it like a 6.5 or out of 10. I mean, I genuinely enjoy it. It's fine. It's not one of the worst out there. I can think of 100 more worse natural disaster movies than Twister. But having said that, guys, what do you think of Twister? Do you guys love it? Do you guys hate it? Looking back on it, do you think there are some issues that you didn't notice the first time? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, go support the original video, and I'll certainly see you in the next one. Do take care.
JCARTS has your life. JCARTSARTS has your life. JCARTSARTS is throwing down, coming after. If you caught a can't stay, JCARTSARTS is through. You won't be let down.